Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with my co-host, Tom Sandoval's manicurist, Ben Soffer.
Thank you very much for having me. You know, I had a lot of things that I could have been doing today, and I decided to spend it with you.
And we also have an incredible guest. Please, Ben, take it away.
Nick Viall. We were just on the Viall Files. What a wonderful show and a beautiful studio. We're in Nick's studio. Thank you for letting us use
Thanks
it.
for coming. Is this your guys? How many times you guys record in person together?
We record in person 50% of the time.
50. Oh, okay.
Sometimes I would say
40?
I'd give it more of a third. I would say 33.3%.
Okay.
Still a solid number.
Yeah, we do our best considering we're bi-coastal. But we learned on the Viall Files that Nick is 8% Jewish. Wow. And I think that our listeners needed to know that.
According to 23andMe.
I think they needed to know that. So.
Well, 23andMe also recently had a data leak. They recently had a data leak, and I heard it was kind of pointed at the Jewish.
Oh, it might have been Ancestry.com. Yeah. What was one of those?
It was a targeted Jewish.
It's a really, really
You
tough
might have
thing
been
to get leaked.
Yeah.
So wait,
Yeah.
what happened?
I think it was just. You know what? I have no idea.
Okay, cool. but we know that it was anti-Semitic. That's
right.
what it was.
That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
Neil, the great Neil Brennan, who's been on our podcast before, you know, the comedian Neil Brennan.
Yeah.
He said, you know, the problem with you Jews is that you think everyone's out to get you, and your other problem is everyone's out to get you. I said, Neil.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Well said.
Absolutely. Speaking of out to get you, these chiropractors, that's what we were talking about before. These chiropractors are out to get me. I see them on TikTok, yanking necks. I saw a video. I think I maybe sent it to you, and you like read it and ignored. By the way, you need to turn off your read receipts.
Oh, my read receipts.
I don't want them anymore. I don't want them. Because I'll send you a video, you'll see it, and I'll say, you know, Josh really should have laughed at that.
It's always been a fear for me that my read receipts are on, and I always assume they're not, but they probably are.
Cool.
Now.
You have them on for everybody.
Whoa!
That was a question. I don't.
No, he does.
Oh, what's the question?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, your read receipts are on. That said, I sent you a video, I think, of a chiropractor.
I loved it.
And this
So
guy,
good.
this guy came into the chiropractor's office with his leg. He couldn't put it on the ground. Okay? He's hobbling on one leg. He gets down on the table. It's still one leg out, one leg rose. And the chiropractor pushes down and he goes, ah, screaming at the thought of putting his leg down. All of a sudden, okay? One yank of the leg, massaging it out, the guy walks out of the office.
Like Jesus Christ.
Bullshit.
It's hooey.
Bullshit.
We call that hooey. Where I come
Bullshit.
from.
Yeah, but Nick, you like chiropractors.
I grew up going to a chiropractor.
Grew up.
Yeah.
From
My
Valley.
my parents, my mom specifically, was a big advocate for chiropractors, and we had a good one. This was before the chiropractor revolution.
Okay.
I feel like where there wasn't or seemingly a chiropractor next to every Starbucks.
Yeah.
Fair.
They're in airports now. Do you notice those? Those are kind of weird.
I haven't seen the chiropractors. I've seen an express spa, which I love.
Love those.
Love.
Oh, by the way, I'm the biggest massage
I
man.
met
I love
Natalie because of a chair massage.
it. Really?
Yeah.
Say more.
I used to live in Venice. I was a single at the time. And being the single serving guy that I was, I would frequent the Whole Foods in Venice 4 or 5 times a week.
Sure.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Of course.
Tomorrow, I'm probably going to go out to dinner. I'm not grocery shopping for the week.
Hot bar.
Single serving guy.
Yeah.
It was a 5-minute drive. It was just a part of my day.
Rose and Lincoln.
And because it's a Whole Foods, there was a wonderful masseuse. I believe her name was Diane.
Sounds right.
We have no way of fact checking.
Sounds right, though.
And she seemed good. I got a massage from her at the Whole
you met
Foods.
her at Whole Foods?
She was there with her chair and had a little sign on giving massages. And I was like, how much do you charge? And plopped down, got a massage. And she was there the next day. I was like, you know what? Another massage. Spent like $2,000 to $3,000 one year from her just giving me massages. But we built such a rapport that also as a single man who was on the internet and Instagram, and Instagram's always like, you gotta post more, and like, before Instagram, if I was a single man, you wouldn't see me in any pictures. Why would I be like, yeah, let's take a picture?
Sure.
But there was a pressure of me to, post a picture from time to time, and I didn't have anyone to take a photo of me. So it was like, before I sat down for another massage, I was like, hey, Diane, can you take a quick pic of me? We walked out to the parking lot. She snapped a pic, put it up on the internet, and that was the picture that showed up on the Explorer page of Natalie's Instagram that made her DM me.
Wow.
And now we're married and have a child.
Wow.
So
All I
thank
have to
you
say
to the
is
good chair massage.
Diane was nowhere to be found at your wedding.
Well, then-
nowhere. Chair massage, Diane.
True story. The pandemic happened.
Hmm.
I moved. I had no way to get a hold of her. I tried to find like old receipts because like I just Apple Paid her, and I thought maybe I could track her
Oh, you
down.
didn't even have her number.
Didn't have her number.
You just knew where she was.
I just knew she was.
You'd show
and then
up.
after the pandemic, I think she just I moved, and I don't think I don't know if the whole,
She probably had
You think
another Whole Foods.
if
You think she died
she was older.
in the pandemic?
I hope not. If you're out there, I would.
She's probably hawking massages at a Safeway.
She was great. And she would hum and sing, and it was great. She was a really great
I'm trying to
massage.
wrap my head around the Whole Foods massage.
Yeah, did she ever?
Could you do that?
massage.
I've been to a lot of Whole Foods, and there's never been somebody offering to give me a massage.
I'm truly shameless when it comes. If you're willing to rub me, I don't
Did she
care.
work for was she
No,
affiliated?
no, she was.
So she was just somebody that, like you,
Whole Foods was like,
wanted a
we should
single
have.
serving.
Yeah.
So she went in, she'd get the chicken.
No. I don't think she's just a rando hanging out in aisle 8.
No?
And Nick's like, rub my
No,
neck.
she
would
probably
you?
went to Whole Foods and says, you're like an earthy kind of.
Foot traffic.
Yeah.
They let her come in
They
and
let her
give these massages.
because like Whole Foods Venice was like, we you know what we need a masseuse,
I fucking love it. Wow.
and I loved it. I miss it.
Did she ever offer you a massage not in a supermarket?
She was available for home visits, which is why I tried to look her up. But at that stage in my life, it became a really nice part of my day. It's
I
like
get
5
that.
o'clock. I'm gonna go get like a little burger patty to grill for dinner. Before I do, I'm gonna get like a 30-minute little chair massage, and I love the
is a
chair massage.
Hallmark
I love.
movie.
No, it's amazing.
I love sitting. I love those chair massages. They're so comfortable.
Mm.
They're so great. There's something about the aerodynamic way of you sitting in there that I'm a big fan.
How are you guys on communicating to your masseuse that they're not doing something right?
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at it. If
Are
they're
you?
not doing something right, I'm like in my head because I go deep tissue. Deep. I say like break me. That's what I want. If they're too deep though, which can happen because I just told them to go really deep.
You'll take the pain.
I'm gonna take the pain. And I'm like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hopefully it's over. If not, I restart the clock. But I'll take the pain. I can't say anything.
Yeah, just a little lighter. I'll give
You'll
them a
say
note.
that.
Yeah,
You
I'll
will.
give them a
Okay.
director's note.
Yeah.
Just like why? It's like
Yeah.
they're there to.
No, that's good.
It's not,
So are you the same at a restaurant? Like when the
Yeah.
waiter or waitress comes up to you and they're like,
I'm so
"So
polite.
how's the food?"
I'm so polite.
But you'll say, actually, the Caesar was dry.
No.
Or-
If there's plenty of times where a waiter will come up and it's like half eaten and clearly I don't like it. I'm like, it was great. It's fine. I don't know.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll move on.
Yeah.
Mama Munjara.
If I order something not with a specific request and that request is not fulfilled,
Yes.
then in the nicest, I will blame myself. I'm like, this is probably my fault. I'm really sorry. I'll apologize profusely in hopes that they don't spit in it. But I will ask them to redo it.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you cook?
Kind of good.
Do you
Yeah,
cook?
it's delicious. I cook a lot.
Oh, okay.
Great cook.
I cook a lot.
I love to cook.
Yeah.
There's certain things where I just do better.
I know
Before-
that we're recent Instagram followers of each other, but cooking is my thing. I'm a celebrity chef. You'll find, you'll see. I make a beautiful ceviche the other day.
What will I learn from your Instagram?
Everything.
I do love taking. You can learn a lot.
You're gonna learn how to cook a lot,
Right.
and you're gonna see a lot of podcast clips.
Love that for
And
me. I learn. Because
say it right.
learning how to
It's
cook
on
is
Instagram.
it's just following directions.
Yeah.
And preparation.
and creativity.
Yeah.
So,
But that's
sure.
that's when you really get crazy.
Exactly. That's step 2.
Yeah.
No, originally just the cooking.
Just prep, cut the onions,
1000%.
get the things ready. Don't get the ingredients out of the fridge in the middle of cooking.
That's right.
That I feel like anyone
Your
who says they
mise en
don't know how to
place.
cook, that's their cardinal sin. Is they'll start cooking, like they'll get out the directions, start cooking, and then all of a sudden step 4 says chop the whatever, and while the butter is burning,
Totally.
they start chopping the and then that's a whole mess. But
Yeah.
all you got to do is get everything ready to go, and it's paint by numbers.
Do you cook?
Love to cook.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Favorite? I look at cooking all kinds of pasta. I mean, I cook a mean steak. It's so good to the point where, like, I used to love going to a good steakhouse, and now it's just never as good as mine.
And what's your approach? Because I have an approach.
I have several different approaches, but I've really landed on my favorite being the cast iron skillet on top of the stove.
Yep.
Butter,
You're
garlic,
basting,
Yep.
just
the
rosemary or whatever, parsley,
Yep.
and just
This is a smart man.
Yeah.
It's so funny how just men in general, we're so stupid the way that we've been taking these beautiful steaks and throwing them on a grill.
Oh, I grill mine.
I'll grill it.
You can't because then all the juice
Yeah.
I read something. You're seasoning your coal. That's what
It
you're
is
doing
true.
when you're grilling. You're
There's
seasoning
something
your
about
coal.
grilling a good steak I take pride in, but it's
cool.
It's more
It's
work than
fun.
it needs. And it won't smell up the house. That's
With my vegan wife. Look at me.
kind of
Captain
necessary.
Commendable.
Yeah.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
But I would still get a good grill and bring the cast iron skillet onto the grill,
That's
Ooh.
fair.
Ooh, that's cool.
and that will solve.
But how hot is that handle?
Just get one of those gloves with the rubber on it. You know.
I never remember to cover the handle when you throw it in the oven.
Oh, I
And
remember.
And
Scorched.
the hand is it's burned in a way where I need medical intervention.
Yeah.
Like I need a I need a Vicodin after it's so bad. The only way that really helped it once was honey. Wow. Fresh honey. I had to
Honey.
baste my hand. Honey's an exceptional thing. Do you guys know sort of the intricacies, the nuance of
Honey's nature's drug, or
honey can never go bad. How about that?
Guys, Mother's Day is coming up, and the truth is that if you're like my mom, the way you show love is through cooking, through creating beautiful sort of meals for your families, right? And my mother-in-law, she's the queen of that. And so for Mother's Day, get Caraway, babe. Look, the truth is, it's going to make your new cookware, it's going to make your cookware brand new, beautiful. They have really, really just, they're chic. They're going to look good. I know you got a bunch of mismatched, weird pans now. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. Some of them are just blah. But how about Caraway, where you can have non-toxic kitchenware that's created with a chemical-free ceramic coating. So not only is it going to be stick-free, but you don't have to worry about those gross chemicals. And it's well-loved. Like 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. So for Mother's Day, you know what I'm saying? Make your mother happy. And just as a reminder, their internet famous cookware set comes with a saute pan, fry pan, Dutch oven, and saucepan. Saucepan plus lids for all of them. Josh, did you just learn how to speak? And a canvas lid holder and magnetic pan rack for storage. It's the ultimate kitchen setup and will save you $150 versus buying the items individually. Plus, if you visit carawayhome.com/goodguys10, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/goodguys10 or use code goodguys10 at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware, made modern. The whole world is dealing with how to better control their sugars. Let's be honest, right? Because it's in everything. And whether you're combating prediabetes or not, I, for one, have always wanted to be a little bit more informed about the way that foods are affecting my glucose levels. And look, the CDC estimates that there are approximately 96 million American adults. More than 1 in 3 have prediabetes. And of those with prediabetes, more than 80% of people don't know they have it. Now that matters, right? And that's why I think Signos is incredibly cool, right? Because it's unique. It's something that you can program for weight loss, and it's backed by a growing field of scientific research and scientists that points to stable glucose as a key part of overall health. Now, I'm incredibly excited to start using the Signos product. I mean, they're sort of like the industry standard, and I'm going to be able to sort of daily and weekly, check what is affecting my blood sugar levels and how I can better alter that so I'm not storing fat, so I'm not just mindlessly sort of consuming things that aren't doing me any good. Look, Signos removes the guesswork of weight loss and provides me with the tools and knowledge I'll need to develop healthier habits. It combines my glucose data from the CGM or continuous glucose monitor with an AI-driven app to deliver me real-time glucose insights for optimal health and weight management. Right now, Signos has an offer exclusively for our listeners. Go to signos.com, that's SIGNOS.com, and get up to 20% off select plans by using code GoodGuys today. That's signos.com and use code GoodGuys to get up to 20% off select plans for you today.
I
Never,
feel like
ever,
I might
ever.
have known that, but that is fascinating.
Never, ever, ever.
Ever.
I love when we're
Ever.
I love when we're in so much pain that we start searching for remedies, like putting honey on a burn. Like,
Yeah.
I've had a sunburn. Me and Claudia went to British Virgin Islands, took a stop in St. Thomas. We're like, okay, for the day, we're seeing people. We want to get tan, so that when we see them, we don't show up like marshmallows. We plopped ourselves on the beach, got literally third-degree burns, and it was so painful. Aloe did nothing. Greek yogurt all over
yogurt.
my body, head to toe.
Did you take a bath?
Yeah, I did.
In
I was in
yogurt.
so much
Oh my
pain
God.
with the Greek yogurt, like
Wow.
honey.
Huh.
I
don't know if it's
learned
anything.
You ever mix
I-
those two? Delicious.
I learned that
so
honey's
good.
good for burns by watching The Equalizer.
Oh, the Denzel Washington movie?
Yeah.
You think Denzel does those kind of movies because he's like, money's great? Like, he goes,
Probably,
"I
but
love
unlike
money."
some other A-list actors who, eventually said, you know what, I'm just going to get paid. The Equalizer's a great franchise.
He can't. Denzel can't be bad. How
No,
about that?
he can't make a bad movie. Even his like kind of like money grabs are pretty decent.
He's my.
He's a
on-
legend.
He's on my Mount Rushmore. He's my number one who I want to work with. We'll see.
You will.
I got Nolan.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you can do anything now.
Anything's possible.
Anything.
We have to talk about Nick's stunning, beautiful wedding to his beautiful wife. It was unbelievable. And God bless your generous spirit, because on a day when it was really supposed to be all about Nick, Nick finds me somewhere on the dance floor and goes, I forgot to tell you, I love your haircut. It makes you edgy. I was like, Nick, you're a flippin' sweetheart.
It
At
does.
his wedding.
You have a great head of hair.
You do.
And clearly you have a great face, because it does make you
God
look a little
bless.
edgy in the best possible way.
Here and there, it is. How much do you think you vacillate in attractiveness? Because I literally think I can go from like a hard 8 to like a 3.
It was funny you asked. When I I grew up in Wisconsin, and so most of my life, humbly speaking, I had been complimented for. I've always remembered being complimented.
Yeah, you're a Wisconsin 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went on TV.
That's right.
And then I was like, I'm ugly. Because the internet will point out every flaw that you have. And then I landed on, after living in LA for a few years, like I'm probably a 7.
Totally.
Yeah. But because, and I say this because like when you usually ask people, I know first of all, some people are just like, well, it's the number game. They're offended by even the mention of pure numbers and associating with people's looks. And
Not us.
yeah, I'm a bit eye rolly there, but people are so sensitive that when you ask people, like, it's like, how would you rate it? Like, rate someone between like a 1 and 10. Everyone in what they're really saying, it's 5 to 10 in their mind.
Yeah.
If you were to call someone a 7, they're deeply offended. A 6, and we call someone a 5, and I'm thinking, no, that's average. Most people are 5s. That's
Yeah.
just the reality. And a
It is.
6, by the way, above average. You're welcome for that compliment. 7,
Totally.
holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But people just need to.
Have you ever been fat?
No.
Yeah,
I've
see?
waited.
You can tell. You think swagger.
I didn't
like
think
this?
so. I didn't think so.
I've-
I just had to clarify.
I think I've fluctuated since high school 10 pounds.
Wow. To be so stable.
My God.
I think since middle school, I've fluctuated 150 pounds.
That's
Wow.
Since middle school.
150.
Middle school? What did I weigh in middle school? How old is? What are you? 13.
12.
So I was probably like 160, right? A porky 13-year-old. Is that?
would you?
The size
My
of a
top was
middleweight.
290.
Okay.
Today I'm 230,
All right.
and depending on the weight and the lack of facial hair, if you catch a picture of me at 290, No facial hair. It's a 3. That guy's a very
I
scary
don't think
man.
I'm such a Jewish mother.
That's a
I
very-
don't see the way.
It's a very scary man.
You're gorgeous.
I appreciate you.
Really?
No, I bless you. Bless
Do you? I find that with friends. I find that we can all talk. I mean, honestly, we're recorded, so none of us are being honest. But like, we have 3 beautiful wives, and
Yeah.
my wife, who can be insecure at times, will say to me, "Do I see this imperfection?" That I literally see barely anything in my wife other than like the beautiful girl that I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Almost even when she was like her most, like not her most pregnant, obviously, she's with child, but moments where she felt insecure, I'm like, I'm going to say I understand where you're coming from so you don't feel nuts, but if you're asking me, no, I don't.
It's because we've been with them for so long. I think that you honestly see love. It's a real thing. Like I think when you love someone, you just see love. Like, I agree that we have beautiful wives. I'm just saying, like, Claudia, no matter what, I think is beautiful always.
So you recently got married, and it was this stunning wedding. My wife and I were lucky enough to attend. Ben,
Yeah, give some background, because the Good Guys listeners are always like, what's going on? I'm sure everybody knows Nick Viall, but maybe give a little background.
Okay. So
Also, how you two met, and then the wedding. I think it's good.
Nick Viall, one of the biggest podcasts in the world, the
Okay,
Viall
calm down.
Files. No big deal, just saying huge.
Huge.
Huge, formerly of The Bachelor. A few seasons on The Bachelor. That was sort of that's your Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
I
origin.
was on The Bachelor too many times.
Perfect. And then transitioned into this great pod, which I was interviewed on 2 years ago. And then we saw each other at a party at Kathy Hilton's
Christmas party.
party.
Our wives fell in love with each other.
Your wife was 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And my wife loves a pregnant person.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, I don't.
A fetish brought us together.
But they hit it off, and then we reconnected.
Yeah.
And then Paige and I were lucky enough to be on the pod, and then lucky enough to.
And
be
your wife is a big Bravo fan, of which we love on our show, especially for our reality recaps, which you guys were recently on and crushed it.
Thank you.
I always love it when we come on to recap and we spend 70% of the time talking about random shit, which was what we did. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
No, we're good with the random.
We're random.
Yeah.
Our whole podcast is random. We don't even there's very, very little prep.
It's good to work with professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you guys got married. You were nice enough to invite Paige and I, and it was in beautiful Savannah, Georgia. Heard of it?
I have. Beautiful
saying,
place.
you know.
One of the oldest countries, one of the oldest cities in our country.
Savannah.
Founded before the country itself.
Really?
Probably on the wrong side
I
of
was
the
going to say,
Civil
there's
War,
no
but
problematic history there.
Definitely on the wrong side.
who's counting?
Not me.
Definitely dripped with some racism for sure.
For surely. So tell me what I'm always interested in this because God knows my wife and I had. Maybe we should all share this. There's so much prep goes on, so much stress to this beautiful, perfect day, which you guys had. Me as the attendee of your wedding would never know anything didn't go perfectly because it quite seemed perfect. Was there a last minute snafu? Was there anything you were dealing with as it got close to the day?
Not really. Partly just because I didn't know the finer details of our wedding. So I kind of showed up as like, wow, what a cool wedding. You know, there was a little bit of that.
That's nice.
What a luxury.
Natalie crushed the finer details. I mean, I was involved certainly in the wedding process, but more on the kind of higher level. Like, I came in when people needed to get yelled at, so to speak, and like making sure things got organized. But like the finer details, I showed up and appreciated as much as you did.
Right.
So I was able to enjoy myself on the weekend. But I have to say, planning the wedding, some of the wedding vendors, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Those hors d'oeuvres? Crab cakes?
Great. Some of
Fried
the other
chicken
vendors,
salad?
I want to take out into the woods and leave them there.
Shoot 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the three
You
of
could
us?
do that in Savannah.
It's organized crime. The wedding industry is organized crime.
In what way?
There is zero incentive for any of these people to earn your business back.
Wow.
It's a one-off.
Recommendations to a friend.
Sure. Yeah, you would think. And yeah, there's Yelp reviews and stuff like that. But
I understand
a
that.
lot of people that I've experienced seemed, and they're usually these small business owners, and every company has their policies. I get it, but they're clearly made up.
Totally made up.
They're just made up, and I understand. You need to have some guidelines. I'm big on boundaries. We talk about it on our show all the time when we're talking about relationships. And but if I had to hear one more time, well, this is just how it is. Like, no, this is not how it is.
Terrible.
This is your unwillingness to you're leveraging our most important day against us.
It's actually, so your wedding was so fabulous, and it was truly perfect. Like, I loved everyone there, except for one person. And I'm not going to say their name, but I do need to tell you this. This is just so me that this would happen to me. And it usually happens to me at every wedding. It's starting to get turned in a good way. Whereas, like,
say it and then bleep it.
What?
Tell me who it is, and you can bleep it.
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
it's
know
more
her
fun.
name.
We started doing that.
It
on
was
the
a
show.
blonde. It was a blonde girl in a red dress.
Oh, you're on a red dress.
I don't know her name. I don't know
I might
whose
not even
side she
know
was
her.
from.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's like getting to that point of the wedding where it's like getting like fun, a little turn, like, people have been drinking. It's
All right,
like,
yeah, it's that time of the night where obnoxious people come out.
it's just fascinating. So I'm at the bar getting a sparkling water, and this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Oh, you're here." And I go, "Hello." And she goes, "It's so funny that you're here. I watch you. As I was a kid, I watch you." And I go, "Thank you."
I think I know who it is.
You probably know. I
Which
don't-
is no, it's weird because I don't know this person.
Wait, keep going.
so then I go, "Okay." She goes, "So what do you do now?" She goes, "Are you like what do you do now?" Now I'm not gonna be like,
No, this is the
No.
worst.
there's
Worst.
there's no good
Awful.
answer, right? So I'm not gonna go into like what I've been doing the last 10 years. I'm like, well, after a brief stint in social media, I actually reactivated my career. I said to her, I go, mostly just go to weddings.
Yeah.
And I just saw myself out. And I just was like, have a good time. And I walked to the other side of the dance floor. My wife was dancing, having fun. I needed a quick hydration break. And I turned and she's right back to me 3 minutes later. She goes, "I know you don't just go to weddings." I'm like, "Please, leave me alone. I am a married man."
Oh
I
my
just
God,
want to
that's
apologize.
so
Don't
bad.
apologize. It was great.
It's worth an apology.
It happens at every wedding.
I'm pretty sure that person was a vendor.
But she was in a dress. Like,
I
Wow.
understand.
she's
Was she the vendor?
No.
Okay.
a vendor?
We had a late night vendor show up.
Do you want me to cut all this out?
No.
Okay. All right.
And Natalie and I were like, we wanted everyone to have fun. It was a party. So even the
It really-
vendors, like, you can't just party, man. Just, do your thing. And, which, maybe we shouldn't have done. But
It was great.
this particular vendor, we realized quickly, had a hard time controlling their fandom, even around Natalie
Got
and
it.
I. And it's tracking. I think she wore red.
It was a red.
Was she blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think she put her hand on Matt King's leg.
Was it, hold on. Was it this person?
Oh, yes. Photo evidence.
At least it wasn't one of his friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's good.
Yeah.
That
That's
does
good
make
to
me
know.
feel better.
That's good to
because
know.
I didn't want any of those people. And also, I do have a couple of friends that could have been.
Everyone was perfect.
But we
It
know
was
that it was her.
beautiful.
Yeah. Some of those friends do that to me.
Should we get to
should we
some
do a speak
stories?
pipe?
Or no, let's
Or
do a
you want to speak pipe or stories?
Um,
I feel like a speak pipe with Nick would be fun.
yeah, definitely.
Okay,
let's
What's
get-
speed pipe?
Speak pipes are our
Speak pipe?
speak pipe.
Okay.
Speakpipe.com/goodguys. Our listeners can call in basically and leave us a voicemail and ask us for advice
Great.
or whatever it may be. And they're usually just nuts and funny, and
Great.
we give our takes. and-
Love.
yeah.
Very cute.
I sleep on a Helix mattress every night and I don't regret it, not for a gosh darn second. Look, whatever your goals in 2024 are, the truth is they can all be benefited by, I don't know, sleeping better. Look, Helix, they just make your life easy. How about a mattress that comes straight to you? You don't have to spend time in a mattress store feeling like you're getting hoodwinked. You're going to take a quick quiz. They're going to figure out the perfect mattress for you, whether it's their award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections, the Helix Plus, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers. I'm just big, I'm not tall. And the Helix Kids mattress, which my son sleeps on, which I fall asleep on with him a lot when I'm putting him to bed at night. And it's designed for growing bodies and endorsed by child sleep and medical experts. So, what more could you want? What more could you want? Look, you're going to take the Helix sleep quiz and find your perfect mattress. Plus, Helix offers a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. And like I said, they've got plenty of models that are fit, whether you're a side, a back, an upside down sleeper. Listen, if you do the 180 move, toes to head with your partner, they got you. Okay, I can't make that. I'm not speaking on behalf of Helix, but I bet it would be just as comfortable. Look, Helix is offering up to 30% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/goodguys. That's helixsleep.com/goodguys. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Today's Good Guys podcast is brought to you by LMNT. Just get salty, would you? Look, the truth is, if you are dehydrated, if you are lacking electrolytes, if you're drinking enough water, maybe you're crushing all 8 glasses and you're like, look at me. Do I get extra credit? You don't, because you're probably still not getting the electrolytes you need, which can lead to fatigue, to headaches, to muscle cramps. But with LMNT, you're going to get everything you need. You're really going to get the bang out of your water. Enter LMNT, right? It's got all your electrolyte needs covered. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium. It contains enough electrolytes to move the needle towards each of your electrolyte goals, okay? And it doesn't have any crap. It works whether you're fasting, if you're in a keto sort of diet thing, maybe, I don't know, you're vegan. There's no crap in it. No sugars, no BS, no artificial colors, no dodgy ingredients, just good stuff to keep you going. But I'm telling you, when you start using electrolytes on a regular basis, at least for me, and I can only speak for me, and I love the citrus flavor, it has made a world of difference. So get your free sample pack with any drink mix purchase at drinkelement.com/goodguys. And if you're an LMNT insider, you have first access to LMNT Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water.
Hi, Josh and Ben. My name is Caitlin. I'm 32 years old, and I'm single. And I know that neither of you guys did online dating, but what would make a profile if you were online dating? Like, what would make a profile stand out to you? Because here's the thing. I'm a second grade teacher, so I don't meet a lot of men at my job. So online dating is just like the easiest thing. I'm also exhausted, so going out to the bar is just like not it. So what would make a girl stand out to you? What could I put on my profile to help me stand out? So thank you guys. I'm a moron and I love it. Bye.
An expert here.
An expert.
Wow. We're so
Did you
blessed.
online date?
I was on Raya for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I did write a book called Don't Text Your Ex Happy Birthday. And in that book, I
Great title.
had some fun with
Great title.
dating bios. And I came up with a dating bio that I was told all women should put up. And I've heard it's been used with great success. I don't want to butcher it, so I'll bring it up.
Yeah. He just pulls out his book out of his back pocket. And you can pick up the pocket edition of my book on Amazon.
No, it's
Like a scroll, like
$14.99. It's like the Torah.
Yeah.
I think I have it.
Right to left.
Don't
Hold on, let me get out my pointer.
text your ex. Do it. It's okay. I don't know if I can find it where the book is. It's something like, if you like my face, then buy me a drink. What was it? I don't want to butcher it.
No, find it.
Find it. Let me find it.
But I'm already completely on board. I am in. Why don't you start with we'll give our advice really quick and then.
Okay, what would
we'll
I
go to
want
a
to
real
see
pro.
from, first and foremost, I would want to see a clear photo of you. I would then want to see a photo of you and some friends. I'd like to know that you have friends and are social. I never like when it's just like the person, right? Maybe your dog, if you have a dog, a pet. I really don't know. Were those good answers?
I think it's fair. I think
I missed that whole thing.
I think you acknowledge the reality of like I would put out mine and then under it I would just write lightly retouched. Like my
that's fun.
photo, just like retouched only the important parts. Or I would say like, I'm sure you're not only into looks, but how could you know anything from this app?
Yeah.
So this is what I look like.
I like that too.
Yeah. And or just you just write will not murder you.
Yeah, that's good
That's
too.
good.
I don't like the idea of it being like a LinkedIn profile. Like, I don't want to know about your job. I don't want to know about, like, isn't it nice to learn something about somebody?
I think you get out the important things first, like have never stalked.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, will not stalk you if this doesn't work
Yeah,
out.
not a murderer.
Yeah. Or like,
Good person.
I talk to my mother weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to good guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's a good one.
I make 6 figures high.
See, that's the question.
Right.
Like, don't you want to learn that about somebody?
I think I can't find it, but I think I remember it. It's something like, if you like my face, then buy me a drink so I can figure out if I like your personality and give you a chance to like mine.
So good.
Perfect.
Something like that.
Wow.
So good.
Dealing
Love
with
it.
The Jedi.
No, it's amazing.
So professional.
Yeah, it works. You know.
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Who gives a shit what's on your bio? Because men aren't looking and they're not reading it. You know, so like I wouldn't spend a lot of time putting a lot of like thought
That's right.
into what your friends think is funny. But something like that, which is a little snarky and attention getting and like a little bit different and honestly to the point, which is that's what a first thing is all about. It's like, let's be honest. Do you like my face or you don't like my face? It's a dating app, you know, it's a visual platform. So like cut through the chase and then, you know.
What if there was a text-based only dating app?
No pictures?
Did I just come
like
up with,
like
did I
Love
just
is
come
Blind.
up with Facebook? Yeah. Yeah. Text only.
You can't see anyone's picture?
You gotta read. You gotta
Sound-
do the work.
Sounds
Terrible.
Sounds are horrible.
Or audio.
Awful.
Sounds
Hey.
catfishy.
Hey.
Very catfish. You
Yeah.
use AI. But I guess you use AI for the pictures too.
But you're getting on board knowing like that would be interesting. Hear me out, guys.
No, would 100% be interesting.
Yeah, you're like, can I not be completely superficial?
But you couldn't get that from texting.
No, a text, just like you write a paragraph about yourself,
Okay.
and it's only from the paragraph that you go, yeah, I would like to meet this person.
Oh, God, no.
I don't like it.
Maybe they're friends. Get your friends to write about you.
Interesting too.
A colleague.
Colleague
You
or
get
someone who hates
Like
you.
a reference letter.
Three colleagues get to write about you.
Yeah.
You're someone who loves you, someone who's generally indifferent about you, and someone who can't stand you. Even from that,
Wow.
you get to pick.
Now
someone.
this is an idea.
That's
Yeah.
it. I think I had the origin. I don't think you get to that without this.
That's true.
Okay. All right, let's listen to our next one. This one is from a lovely moron.
Self-identified?
Oh, our listeners are morons.
I have a what are you nuts
Our
for you guys
fandom.
today. I recently had my card information stolen, and
This is fun.
whoever stole my information decided to run up a Dr. Scholl's. Like, let that sink in. A Dr. Scholl's, which means I was either robbed by a bubby or some rando with flat feet and a lot of chutzpah. Like, what are you nuts? If you're gonna go through this hassle, at least buy something cool, like a TV or a pony. That's all I gotta say. Hope it made
Somebody.
Well, I actually have an interesting lost my card story, but that could just be being a good criminal. Because if you buy a pony, that's going to get flagged. It's going to get declined.
But you get some
You
art
buy,
support.
you buy some insoles, they're like, hey,
It also
Amex is like, who are we to deny them comfortable feet? You
it
know?
also kind of sounds like somebody that maybe needed to steal that card. Is that possible? Maybe this is like an older person that like was broke and they saw the card and desperately needed an insole.
Maybe.
Yeah, they bought like that and prune juice and
Yeah.
saltines.
Yeah, and like food.
What would you do in this scenario? I was on my way back to LA from JFK Airport, and I went and got Shake Shack at JFK.
Bold. It's a farty plane ride home. Bold.
It's heavy.
Not my problem.
You're just there reclining, farting. Nick is flagged as the worst passenger ever.
Oh, this fucking guy again.
Oh no, it's Nick.
That reclining piece of shit. Order my meal, eat my meal. I land in Venice. It was an early flight, so by the time I got home, it was dinner time. This is when I was single in Venice, and I went to Great White for dinner, and immediately was like, fuck. Where's my credit card? No, my credit card. Left my credit card. And usually when I lose my credit card, it's just me being absent-minded, and I don't know where it is, and I just call up Amex, and they give me a new one, and there's no, like, transactions that I'm missing. But just so happened, I looked up to double-check, has there been any activity on my card? And there was. Someone went and tried to buy a diamond ring for like $2,000.
Wow.
What kind?
A jewelry store.
Cushion, radiant?
Smart person.
Thank God Amex stepped up to the plate. No harm, no foul. They took the charge off my card, replaced it, whatever.
Oh, but it went through.
I think it went through, yeah.
Good for them.
It went through. But Amex had me covered. Moved on with my life. Went back to New York a few weeks later, maybe a month later. Go back to Shake Shack. Ordering my meal. The lady at the register starts looking at me funny. And she's like, "Are you like that guy?" And you know, I've dealt with that before, so I'm not even being set up for alarm bells at this point. I order my meal. She comes up to me after I'm eating, and she admits to stealing my card.
Wow.
She's like, I feel really bad, but like you left your card here, and I took it, and I
Tripped into a jewelry store.
she said she gave it back, but like again, keep in mind this person like owned up to it.
That's crazy.
She didn't own up to shit. She bought a diamond ring with your shit. Like,
anyways, I was kind of dumbfounded, and I was annoyed, and I was like, just don't steal anymore. And she's like, do you want me to repay you or whatever? She did offer that.
what did you say? I could use some more fries.
I just said, no, I said just get me a refill.
On what, the fries? A drink?
50-50.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Fries and rings?
No, like an Arnold Palmer.
So she bought a $2,000 diamond ring, got away with it, was filled with guilt, saw you didn't have to pay for it because Amex
Had me covered.
Had you covered. Wow.
She probably thought you were on some To Catch a Predator shit.
Yeah.
Like,
She thought I was coming back
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
account for her ass.
Wow.
that she was going to get
That's
caught.
a
Like,
crazy story.
And I felt like she is one of those, like, I'm not trying to ruin her life or get her fired, or I don't know her story or her situation. And I just gave her a little lecture.
No, the loser here is Amex.
this is why when they go to Five Guys.
Yeah, totally.
Never been
I went to
there.
Five Guys, actually, on my honey shrimp from hell, and I was reminded about why I don't eat at Five Guys.
Do tell.
Agree to disagree?
Shitty burger.
Ooh.
Wow.
Too much
Agree-
meat. Their
agree to
meat to bun
disagree.
ratio, no good. Their fries, too much. It's just a lower quality product.
I just love those Five Guys, and it's actually a marketing ploy because I've seen a TikTok about it. When they give that extra scoop in the bag, you know how Five Guys says.
Yes.
You get your fries, and then they go, "What are we gonna do with all?" Ben's a good boy. Put
Extra.
They plan that out.
Yeah.
And it makes
So
you feel
much
like a
so
million
now that you can
bucks.
buy a little fry, which is just a normal fry.
Without the
I like
And
all,
their fries
I like
are
all
not that
five of
good.
those guys.
Yeah.
I like all the men.
I love the name.
You're a Five Guy.
Because we're the good guys. We like guys.
Yeah, we like guys. We're guys.
You're guys.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, last speak pipe is from Samantha. Let's go to this one's from Danny. Let's see from Danny.
Great.
Hi, Josh and Ben. Major moron here. I know you guys like it quick, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. But for some context, I live in a walk-up in New York City, and I live directly below an 80-year-old man who has lived in his apartment for 50 years. And he doesn't go outside because he can't go down the stairs. It's really sad. but he is the worst neighbor ever. He literally blasts music, classical music specifically, and sings opera all day, every single day. It sounds like I live on set of Phantom of the Opera. It's torture. I've spoken to him directly and asked him to keep it down. I've written him letters. I've had the supers speak with him, and he just doesn't care. He's like, sorry, I forget it's not the 80s anymore, and there's not musicians living in the building. But yeah, I can't take it, and I feel so evil that I literally have beef with an 80-year-old man, but it sounds like I'm living in an organ because it makes my apartment shake. So yeah, what would the good guys do? I really need some help. Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, I can't get out of my lease till the end of the year, so...
Yeah, you wait a year. You suck it up.
First of all, I'm going to keep it brief. That wasn't brief.
Nothing brief about it.
That said, you got to move. The guy is basically the building.
Yeah.
He's been there 50 years.
That's right.
And I
He can
think,
play whatever friggin' music he wants.
That's right.
It's his.
right? And I don't want to speak for all guys, you guys being the guys that you are, but I think we all aspire to be 80 and not give a shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to do those types of things and have some millennial, whatever that version of millennial will be when we're 80,
Yes.
and to just kind of pretend to be senile and crazy and blast my fucking music.
Yes.
And that's kind of the point of getting old.
Move.
So
Move.
you're just gonna have to move, and next time do your due diligence.
Yeah. Move.
I have learned this though. And I'm someone who's not a big shopper arounder. I'm lazy when it comes to shopping around. I should get multiple quotes. If you're planning a wedding, highly recommend that.
Yeah.
Look at the fine print. But especially going and shopping for apartments or things like that, you got to. And I know when it's New York, that might not be easy because things go fast.
One in the hand is worth two in the bush. You
But-
got to see it, sign it, go.
But ideally, you got to go at different times of the day.
Yeah, sure.
You know, planes, trains, automobiles, different neighbors, who's there, who's not there. A lot can be revealed by multiple visits, but I understand in New York that might not be as
And she's gonna walk up
possible.
where? Did she say the area, or she just
No.
said? I'm just saying, like, if you're going into a walk up in New York, you're gonna have characters.
Yeah.
Like that's part of what makes New York, New York. And if
I
you
would
don't-
fight fire with fire.
Sure, that's fun.
I would blast Taylor Swift. Pretty sure he's not a fan.
This
Maybe
might
also-
be a
maybe-
very progressive 80-year-old. I don't like these assumptions.
Yeah, maybe he is. That
Maybe.
said,
I would find the type of music he can't stand.
yeah, I would fight fire with fire.
Are you guys being serious?
Why
yeah,
not?
100%.
No.
Because I think that you can bring something out of him.
He might enjoy it.
He might like
he
it.
might
Guy
enjoy.
Probably fought in Vietnam.
No, he hasn't left his apartment in 50 years. He was born there.
Yeah, first of all, I think you're aging yourself by saying that because 80-year-olds nowadays they've probably fought in the Iraq War, not Vietnam.
When was Nam?
67.
He probably felt numb.
Yeah, for
think
sure.
so?
Guys, I'm not nuts. That means he was
No, you're
born
right.
in 1944. That means he was probably in
Okay,
his
fine. I'll
mid-20s
fuck
when
myself.
the Vietnam draft happened.
No, so he could be a veteran.
I still think you
or-
fight
or-
fire with fire.
By the way, how many Vietnam veterans are living in New York at
Blasting
all?
opera.
Probably plenty. Fran
You
Leewood.
really think so?
Fran Leewood says a great quote where she says, "No one can afford to live in New York, and yet 8 million people live there."
Yeah, true.
Well, afford's a relative term.
But that's like the joke, right? But like 8 million people of every
Background.
economic background, societal background,
All right.
ethnicity, cultural. I think that you go to this whole, and again, it's like these fake rules. Like, yes, the legality is maybe she can't get out of her lease to the end of the year. Except you go to your super and you go, we have an issue. I'm going to help you. Start showing the apartment now. It might take you 3 months to lease it. It won't. It'll take 30 days. But like, start showing it now. I'll clean up the place. If you give me a couple hours notice, you can bring people in to show it. I gotta go. Sid, the kid up there, won't shut the fuck up with Pavarotti. And I can't take it.
But he knew. The super knew already.
And then
This apartment was foisted on her
Yes, he knew.
from the person before. If he's been doing this shtick,
He
for
probably
50
called up
years,
Sid and was like,
He
hey,
is
man,
the
just-
super.
Yeah.
He's the landlord. It's him.
I didn't consider that.
Yeah.
I didn't consider that.
No,
And
this
there's
guy-
there's no incentive for the super to play ball because whoever moves in there is going to have
It's
the
the same
same
thing.
problem.
It's the same thing. It's an endless wheel.
The super.
We gotta fight,
fight
fire with fire.
This
Yeah.
is a Ben Stiller movie.
Yeah, it is.
Odd.
It is.
I don't like that. I think she made it up.
It's possible.
I hope she did.
I hope so too, because otherwise she's.
Should we get into our What Are You Nuts?
We should.
We end every episode with our What Are You Nuts moment of the week. It's your gripes with people, places, and things. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Anything that's currently sticking in your craw right now.
Right now, it's all wedding bullshit.
Get it ready. We'll start. And it just makes you say, What Are You Nuts?
I got off the plane, Austin to Los Angeles. First of all, this is not my What Are You Nuts, but LAX in general is a What Are You Nuts.
You've already done it.
I know. I'm just saying again. I take my bags off, and all of a sudden there's stairs to get to the car. The whole airport, it's built terribly. Meanwhile, I get to my Uber. I was smart enough to order an Uber Black because if you order an Uber X, we've discussed this already, they put you in a Corolla 200 miles
Shuttle,
away,
yeah.
and it's a caste system. We've discussed it. I know. I'm just giving background. Get into my Uber. It is a Suburban. The guy turns around, and he says to me and Claudia, he's like, oh, by the way, this is my first time ever driving a large car.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, I don't, I'm used to the stick over here, but it's over here. Like, I just want you to know that's my first time ever driving a car of this size. I'm used to driving small cars. What are you, nuts? Keep that to yourself. Keep that to yourself, because now the entire time I'm thinking, am I going to crash? But you could be a bad driver. Like, I'm going to sit in your car anyways. You're going to drive. I'm going to think maybe, like he just wasn't. I couldn't get over it. And the drive was totally fine. There was no issues. But to brief me that this is your first time ever driving a large car, I thought was kind of nuts.
That is nuts. I've had that happen with people saying that was their first time driving in this city. I've had a couple like, this is my first day on the job, and I got to this country 2 days ago, which was an inspiring story.
Yeah.
I just was more like, I'm late.
Hey, you don't need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm immediately pissed. And even
Yeah.
if you got me on, I also, to piggyback up your story, I realized my Uber rating is now, I think, recovered. But back in the day when the people used to ask you what your Uber rating was, mine was like surprisingly it was like a 4.4 for a minute.
Wow. Ouch.
4.5. I think I'm like 4.9, 4.8 now.
I don't think I'm great.
I don't know if I am
I'm
either,
gonna check.
but
And
don't
I
know
was,
why wouldn't.
I couldn't understand why. But then I realized that, because I never really said anything, I don't talk, but I would huff and puff a lot. I think I sighed my way into a 4.4.
How do I?
Like a
Wow.
disgust,
Maybe
you
that's
know?
why.
Like if they were late or took a wrong turn, I'd be like,
Oh, I would just be giving you negative
I'm
stars.
yeah, mine's not great.
what is it?
Mine's a 4.64.
I think I got you beat. That makes me feel good.
I'm a 4.85.
Yeah, but you're really nice.
You are
Apparently
you're-
not that nice.
How do you find it again?
I think it's like
It's
right
just
there.
under a count.
Yeah, and then you see it in the top left corner.
Wow.
Oh, account. What'd you say yours is?
4.8. 4.85.
4.84.
Wow.
Wow.
But I'm so nice. I complain a lot. That's it.
I like to complain.
I complain.
Things
But
that-
I don't even think I'm complaining to them. I'm just complaining.
I think there's just there's a finite way to do things right, and most people just don't.
I just don't want to hear your music or your calls.
Yeah, same.
Like, this needs to be a requirement, and it's just not assumed. In New York, back in the day, when you got in a cab, it had something called the Rider Bill of Rights. You are entitled to a smoke-free ride, to a sound-free ride, that you can go to any major airport in the New York tri-state area. It was like all these things. I expect that, and it's just, it doesn't, no one else at Uber's got
Did
the
you
memo.
talk on the phone in your Uber sometimes, or do you transact calls?
Sometimes.
I exclusively do. Maybe that's why my rating's low. Because they're like, this guy needs to shut the
Yeah,
up.
because every once in a while you have someone who's just like, No, that's why.
That's what it is.
Wow.
I take a call in every car.
And I take a lot of calls, and I gave it no thought until a couple times I
right.
looked up and noticed that person was pretty fucking irritated.
You're right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But like, what am I gonna do? What else am I supposed to do in an Uber?
I'm Team You here.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Same here.
What are you nuts?
My what are you nuts is I had a different one, but I'm gonna keep it topical, babe. I'm gonna keep it in the moment. We walked up to the beautiful floor of the Viall Files podcast. Unbelievable spread you have here. Beautiful, sweet, lovely. But I did notice that this office building has a lot of tchotchkes in the hallway. What are you nuts?
What's a Chotsky?
Tchotchke, like a
this
thing.
beautiful.
You. By the way, you got to put your
Gentile
8% to
man.
work.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, an Israeli family owns this building.
Well, we're gonna lift that.
Yeah.
But there's so much shit in the hallway. Knickknacks, objects, things. There's no need for things in office hallways, in apartment hallways. Are you against that? When I lived in an apartment building, if someone once put their things in or they dressed up their corner.
Oh, terrible.
I'm like, if you want to do something seasonal, you want to do a wreath, you want to do a fun Hanukkah offering, maybe like a little skeleton for Halloween, go for it. If it ain't seasonal, don't put it in the hallway.
Yes.
What are you, nuts?
Aligned.
There's so much stuff in the hallways here.
There's a lot.
I know.
Is it your stuff?
No.
Okay, good.
I have so many stories about this building.
What are you, nuts?
Yeah.
It's a what are you, nuts?
What are you
totally.
nuts?
And the only other thing I wanted to say about noisy neighbors is sometimes it does help to just get to talk to them and really actually bare your soul. One day in my apartment building, I was asleep, and at 7 a.m., I heard the playing of piano as loud as one could play it. I go upstairs, I knock on the door, and the person living there was Cody Simpson. I know Cody Simpson now.
Wow.
He plays piano at 7 a.m.
Who's Cody Simpson?
Pop star, dated a lot of famous people. Nice guy, nice family. Just
Yeah.
play. They
Just
play
plays
music.
early.
A little early. I said,
Plays a little early.
I'm asleep. He
Yeah.
goes, so I go, all right, sorry.
Yeah.
He
Nice
did-
guy.
Yeah, and what's weird because he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
They're a very nice family. They just played a little music loud.
Yeah. Well, get to know your neighbors.
What is my what are you nuts? And you gave me homework too.
It's okay.
What is my-
By the way, this homework way easier than yours.
Yeah.
It was. I've been so obsessed with weddings lately. Yours are good, like anecdotal stories. I just got brain.
Just like think of like times when you're inconvenienced,
Which
things
is
that make you
often.
annoyed.
I'm always complaining.
yeah,
I'm
like
having-
what? Something that you're complaining about.
Anything about kids stuff, kids toys, kids.
Kids' toys. Why is it like? And you probably have this as a father, but do you read directions?
Not much.
Not
I try
much,
to avoid
but
it.
like, there hasn't been a new toy of Rivers that I haven't lost my shit over the
Mhm.
first time trying to use it. It's like they make it so simple yet so complicated all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not a very good what are you nuts, but it is something I wanted to gripe about.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you nuts?
We'll take it. What are you nuts? Kids' toys make them easier.
Yeah.
Make them easier.
Margarine.
Is
Margarine.
that a
general.
what are you nuts?
What are you nuts? Why?
Yeah,
Do you
okay.
do you eat margarine?
No.
Just why?
It's gross.
It should be illegal.
What even is margarine?
Wax,
Well, it's canola oil.
which is terrible. It's worse than
Veg-
cigarettes. It should be illegal. It should be illegal.
So there's no real true definitive science yet on the negatives of. It's very popular to say that vegetable
vegan?
oils, seed oils are no good.
Is margarine?
Are you here to advocate
is.
for those
John-
the
It's funny. I am here, and I know you cook with butter, and I'm not against that.
And
But I
olive
will
oil.
tell you that my cardiologist said, if you can cut out anything, cut out this butter. This butter is no good. So you could do a margarine type spread with olive oil as the major oil, a good healthy oil, and suddenly it's a good alternative to perhaps a butter.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the business of arguing with your cardiologist.
Are you
but-
going against? Are you going against a country crock lobby? Are you nuts?
Hell yeah!
That big brown tub?
It's just like
You're crazy.
Can't believe it's not butter. I can absolutely believe it's not butter.
You're right. I'm never gonna listen to Fabio in my life. You can't make me.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely out on margarine. I'm with you. I think it's nuts.
Yeah.
You ever spread it on matzah?
No, I spread butter.
Well, I mean, you also heard me gripe about cut fruit. I think it's nuts. And,
By the way, that's your what? That's
you
Give your
Why
this will
would-
be our final. Give
like
your fruit.
cut fruit pre-made sandwiches in a vending machine.
Oh, so good. The egg sandwich. Egg
Jesus
salad
Christ,
sandwich.
that's
Oh,
fucking gross.
delish.
Do
At
you
7-Eleven.
not appreciate freshness when it comes to food?
I appreciate freshness.
What are you, disgusting?
I don't like the way you guys are looking at
What
me
is
right
the
now.
point of having any disposable income if you can at least make sure that the food that you eat is fresh?
Let's not call income disposable. I'm never gonna I hold that money tight. I don't let it through
you're
my
wearing
fingers.
designer clothes.
I'm sweating. Oh my god, you hold it tight. Thank you guys for listening to the Good Guys podcast.
Yes. Nick, thank you so much for being on the Good Guys podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Care to plug anything?
You guys are some good guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Bless.
you.
Just my podcast, The Viall Files. If you like pop culture, reality TV, or relationship advice, or all of it, we're here 3 days a week. Check us out.
Great
It's a
pod.
great podcast. We love it. As always, listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. You'd probably know better than us. Where else can they find podcasts?
Also YouTube, like you guys, and just like your guys is on Josh Peck's YouTube. The Viall Files is on Nick Viall's YouTube.
Wonderful.
So-
Yes, watch Good Guys on Josh's YouTube. Share our clips. We have wonderful clips. Good Guys Instagram. Now Mondays and Thursdays, 2 episodes. Don't forget to watch the second. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.